Alright, YouTubers, got another unboxing. This is an AeroCool mid-tower case with RGB, and let's go ahead and get the box open. So this traveled all the way to Hawaii, and I'm a lot of times getting stuff damaged. At least these cases don't seem to make it here very successfully. This doesn't have glass, it's got acrylic, so hopefully it's okay. Double box. This is a little better than the last case that I got, which was really ridiculous. Big box they put it in. Alright, so, and I believe this was about $50, somewhere in that range. Yesterday's case, which these probably will be back to back on YouTube, was 30 something, and really cheap case. I can't tell you that I expect a lot out of this. We'll see. It'd be nice to be surprised. And just so y'all can see it, so before we get into it, mid-tower, like I said, steel thickness, I actually put that on here, 0.5 millimeters. This is for ATX, micro ATX, and a mini ITX. I have all three of those here. Case dimensions are, it's in looks like millimeters, 198 by 459 by 413, two 3.5 inch drives, two 2.5 inch drives, expansion slots 7, supports GPU up to 371 millimeters long. And let's go ahead and get it open. ATX power supply. I say get it open. We've already got it open. Let's finish getting it ready. So hopefully I will like this case. If not, we will probably sell it here locally. Whoops. And if I just damaged it, we'll send it back to Amazon. Alright, I'm going to change camera angle so you guys get a little better look at it. Alright, so looking at the front of this, plastic front, this is where you'll see your RGB. This is your control for it. And I imagine if it's like all the other ones, you keep hitting this and that will change the pattern. At least hopefully that's the case. Now there are some cool things about this case, alright, and that's what's really making me hope I like it. You know, beyond the, of course, the power button, headphone, microphone, two USBs, only one USB 3.0, probably a reset switch. One of these hard drive, the other should be like a power button. There is, it would look like an SD reader and a micro SD reader. Okay, so big bonus there. I will be curious if this has one USB 3.0 or two of those, because usually when I've seen the card readers that you can install come with a need for USB 3.0, so I could be wrong though. Alright, so let's go ahead and look a little more at the top here before I open it up. So there is a magnetic filter here, and there's your grill. It would appear that you can mount a fan in here. Looks like it would not be centered the way that hole pattern is. So who knows, probably at least 120 millimeter fan, I'm sure. We'll look at the back real quick before we open her up. So this will be where the ATX power supply will, the back end of it will go. This is all your expansion slots, and then it does include a fan, probably 80 millimeter, and then this is where your motherboard will be. Honestly, pretty well made. I'm not feeling a lot of sharp edges like I see with a lot of stuff. This reminds me a lot of a do-it-yourself PC, Rosewell, those kind of cases. A little definitely better built than the last two cases I've gotten. One of which was, what the hell was the brand of that thing? I'm looking at it right now, Zalman, and then something Field, whatever the other brand was. They were both really cheap. This one, I might actually recommend it, which you don't see me doing too much on here. Now, of course, acrylic here, not a fan of that, but considering I'm in Hawaii and I'm going to have to ship this back to good old Virginia if I keep it, that is a big plus, right? Not going to break in the mail, or not likely to break in the mail. So let me, I had to break out the screwdriver. Looks like either a Phillips, this is a number 2, or a flathead will get these off. Of course, most of them, the glass ones, they're on there finger tight. So it's a little surprising these are requiring me to break out a tool to get it off. Of course, not the best camera angles here as I hold this with one hand. But, you know, that's what you get on the smaller channels, right? We don't have camera people. I've tried to train the family. They're not up for it. All right, so PSU shroud. Okay, so you will be able to see your power supply, what size it is. Let's go ahead and finish looking at it. It is vented, so that is good. And over here, you would actually get some airflow through there, okay? So, of course, it's going to be somewhat blocked as it hits the power supply, but you could put a fan over there. And let's change this up a little bit. All right, so there is your fan that comes with it. It has AeroCool on it. Relatively cheap fan. Of course, this is the intake side. The other side's the exhaust. I just made a video in case you ever get confused on which side's which. It's always the side with the supports is the exhaust side. All right, let's look at what cables we have here. So, like I said, USB 3.0. You've got wow, might be some extra. There's extra USBs in here. It looks like I don't know if I can read that. There you go. HD audio. Okay. This guy is USB, and then another USB. So one's for the card reader, and then the other is for the USB connectors. So most likely that means the card readers won't be the fastest in the world. So here's your HDD, power LED, reset switch, and the power switch. You also get a little package of zip ties and some hardware. You got standoffs in here, at least number 632 screws in here, I imagine, and probably some smaller stuff as well. Don't want to throw that out. Here is a little bit of a manual, front panel connector. So at least they tried. And this is the Cylon model. Not much here as far as instructions go. Stuff that, you know, some of you might not know. So there's that. I'm going to put that in the box. And let's take the front off of this because there may be somebody that wants to see that. All right, so I may drop the camera doing this. Basically, we put it upside down, and we're going to pull away from it. Hopefully it won't break anything. And you have to be really careful when you do that because there are wires in there. But this is how you're going to access it to get your fans in there. So it looks like 2 case fans. And then down there, this will not support a DVD player. So there's that. Now the only thing left to show you guys would be if there's a spot for hard drives in here. So we're going to take this panel off next. Alright, so I took the panel off, came off easy, didn't even need the hardware. Now you see here two spots for 3.5-inch drives. These guys will slide out and you can secure your hard drive there, and then you can get at least one, 2.5-inch hard drive or solid state there. Doesn't look like here, so just the one. There you go, folks. So if that's the case, please like, please subscribe.